We have thoroughly touched on Las Vegas's opinion in terms of the teams that have the best odds of winning the college football playoff and the players with the best chances of winning the 2018 Heisman Memorial Trophy. We'll dive into me backing up my claim in terms of freshman punter Skylar DeLong at Alabama and how he could potentially put up better numbers than J.K. Scott in his career. But when new information comes, when you talk about Alabama football, have to hit you with the new information first as we return to, in my own words, the podcast Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Stephen M. Smith, what's going on? Ladies and gentlemen, the month of July in Alabama continuing to dominate in recruiting for 2019 and 2020. And news on two different linebackers has hit social media. First of those two, we've already been brought the story on five-star VanDarius Cowan, dismissed from the football program as of Monday. There was a video from June 23rd that surfaced on social media. Cowan in a nightclub, bar scene, off-field, punching a 26-year-old man in the lip. Individual required 7 stitches. There were some red flags prior to that situation that Nick Saban, coaching staff, and the team knew about. There were red flags in regards to Cowan when he was dismissed from his high school football team. On the field, the guy's a 5-star athlete. He has all the tools, all the talent to be a very productive player. Just attitude-wise was not all there. You pray, you wish, you hope the best for this young man because talent-wise, he's 6'4", 236 pounds out of the Florida area, came into that 2017 signing class, 5-star recruit. He's got the ability to be kind of a Tim Williams meets Reuben Foster type. I remember talking to a close friend of mine who's a big source inside the program, and he was just telling me about how when he would rather be tackled by Mack Wilson versus VanDarius Cowan. And for about 5 minutes, the phone line between us went mute because I'm trying to wrap my head around. You would rather be tackled by Mack Truck Wilson. This is the same guy that took away Speedy Knowles' tooth, Speedy Knowles' legs, Speedy Knowles' brainstem, Speedy Knowles' entire body as a freshman in 2016. I mean, poor Speedy. He's in the NFL right now, still looking for his necessary limbs that Mack Wilson took off his body. But you'd rather be tackled by that guy versus VanDarius Cowan. And my buddy explained it to me like, he said, when Mack Wilson tackles you, it sucks. But he's also that type of guy that after laying the wood on you, he would look at you, smile, ask if you were okay, and help you off the ground. Versus VanDarius Cowan, when Cowan hits you, he would just stare at you menacingly while you're on the ground, scowling in pain, and then he will walk over your body and go the opposite direction. Kind of like what Reuben Foster would do. Both of those two guys had those wild streaks, and it was their wild streaks, their wild attitudes that made them the players that they are. You really hope Cowan is able to put it together attitude-wise, because talent-wise, this kid has all the tools to trade, but Cowan no longer a member of the Alabama football program. An opportunity for some young guys to step up in that linebacker role. Going from that to Terrell Lewis, the bigger news of the two, Lewis hurt again. News came out Tuesday via head coach Nick Saban. Terrell Lewis going into his junior season tore anterior cruciate ligament in his knee. Nobody knows how he tore it. Coach Saban did not provide the status playing-wise to where Lewis is or Lewis may be. All we know, it is a torn ACL for Terrell Lewis. And this sucks because, here's a guy at 6'5", 256 pounds out of the Washington, D.C. area, came out of St. John's High School in 2016, that is a physical freak of nature. When you look at Lewis, he is built like the Terminator, and then when he opens his mouth, it's Mike Tyson. You don't see that combination every day. I would not want to face that combination. You look like the Terminator, and then when you part your lips, it's like Mike Tyson. Nobody wants to ruffle that tree the wrong way. But Terrell Lewis, if you remember last season, he was pegged to have between 8 to 10 sacks. He, Christian Miller were both pegged to have between 8 to 10 sacks. Anthony Jennings was positioned to have a big season. All three guys got hurt. Christian Miller, Terrell Lewis, both got hurt against Florida State. Miller was a triceps issue, Lewis an elbow injury. Both guys missed 10 games. They ended up coming back for the Iron Bowl, but you could tell they were not fully 100%. I just remember Lewis from a 2017 A-Day game, and despite how big he is, how strong he is, how long he is, the guy is really athletic when he picked off Tua Tagovailoa and took it for a 60-yard touchdown, showing those ball skills that not a lot of people thought he had. That ability to step out, pressure Tua, then drop back into coverage, pick the ball off, and know exactly what to do when the ball is in your hands. Alabama fans were like, goody, goody, here we go. This is exactly what we want. That guy is going to be a big-time factor. And it was supposed to happen, but the injury bug came in. Now, fortunately for him, he got a chance to make his presence felt when it really mattered. National championship game against Georgia, first overtime period. Terrell Lewis coming through on a stunt, spin-in blitz, a stunt look. Got to Jake Fromm sacking him for a big loss, which ended up resulting in the Rodrigo Blankenship 51-yard field goal. Everybody knows what happens after that. 2nd and 26 happened. But for him to have come off an elbow injury and now have an ACL, really tough for Terrell Lewis. Now, he has gone out on Twitter. He stated that surgery went well, he's fine, getting ready for rehab. He's got that big dog alpha mind mentality. God's got me. Don't worry about me. Don't cry for me. I'm T. Lewis. I'm going to come back raw. That's how Terrell Lewis is. That's how he's always been. Just that passionate, high energy, creating havoc to opposing offenses. And while everybody else thoroughly enjoys 2nd and 26, and I do also, the most powerful moment, in my opinion, from the game was when after the confetti fell and Alabama celebrating and whatnot, you had Jamie Mosley roll Anthony Jennings onto the field in his wheelchair. And it's Anthony Jennings, Terrell Lewis, face to face. They lock eyes, and the two linebackers that thoroughly embrace each other's game just tell each other how important they are to one another. Terrell Lewis comes out and says, bruh, I did it for you. You had my back when I was hurt. You lifted me up when I was hurt. I couldn't let you down. I had to go hard for you. You're like my big brother, man. I had to go hard for you. And both of those two really, like I said, respecting, embracing each other's game. And for a lot of Alabama fans, when you look at now, Terrell Lewis hurt again, the first question you ask is, okay, how long is he going to be out? Could he potentially come back quick? Can he make a speedy recovery? Definitely a full recovery, but can he make a speedy recovery? The good thing about this is not Terrell Lewis's first injury, right? When you suffer a significant injury for the first time, if you've never been hurt and you suffer an ACL, Achilles tear, ruptured knee, collarbone injury, something significant, and it's the first time, the rehab process sucks because you don't know how your body's going to react to the treatment. You don't know because you've never been in that situation before. That's why it takes so long, because your body's trying to adjust to what the physicians and the medical staff and the training staff is trying to put you through. Versus if you have been through this once before, you know what to expect, you know how grueling the rehab process is, and you can just get into it and battle your way through. So, in that aspect, Terrell Lewis been hurt before, knows what to expect, has already had the surgery. If he attacks the rehab well, there could maybe, possibly, potentially be a chance he can be back by the month of October. Not saying it's definite, but because he sustained injuries before, he understands what the rehab process is, what athletic trainer Jeff Allen, his staff, Dr. James Andrews, Dr. Kane, Scott Cochran, and the whole University of Alabama coaching staff is going to put him through. He's got the mindset already. So if he attacks the rehab well, there's a definite possibility. The number two question you ask if you're an Alabama fan, who are the next men up, or who are the guys we should be looking at, especially after last year when everybody you looked at was going down. Almost every moment you turned, there was another linebacker, there was another defensive player being taken off the field, and it was, man, starters going down, backups going down, our backup behind that backup's going down. Have we ran out of next man ups? And as much as we appreciate, love, value Keith Holcomb for what he is as a student athlete and as a player, you know, Keith Holcomb did not attack the play a lot last year like your Reuben Fosters, your Rolando McClains, your Reggie Raglins, your CJ Mosley's, guys of recent years. No offense at all, no bashing at all of Keith Holcomb, a tremendous story. Kid plays with diabetes out there, tremendous story, but just did not attack the play like Alabama fans and the team itself is used to seeing. So, second question becomes, who are the next guys up? And for the Crimson Tide, luckily, Christian Miller comes back off the triceps injury. Anthony Jennings is back. He had 4 quarterback hurries, a sack, and 6 tackles for loss a season ago. That game against Clemson, 5 tackles, 3 of those for loss, a sack, and forced an interception into the arms of Daron Payne. Jamie Mosley, who got quite a lot of playing time a season ago, is back, and he has a chance to even show more so of why he's a big-time factor at that outside backer position. Christopher Allen back as a sophomore, had a good freshman year, showed some flashes of he can attack at the mesh point, he's got strength, got to work on his footwork a bit more, but he's got some physicality, did some solid things last year. You got Christopher Allen back. Jerez Parks, freshman this year, was supposed to have been with the 2017 class, took a gray shirt, comes in 2018. And here's the funny thing, he's 6'4", 256 pounds, the same size as Terrell Lewis. Lewis just 1 inch taller than Jerez Parks. Parks, a 4-star, coming in from Sebastian River, Florida, did not start playing football until his sophomore year of high school, but Jarez Parks has got some quickness on the edge, came in, was able to participate in spring practice, so another guy to look out for. You also have Eyabi Anoma, 2018. He's 6'4", 6'5", 235 pounds. Gonna have to put some weight on him, but quickness, pass rush ability, a lot of guys comparing him to Tim Williams and Anthony Jennings already. So Bama's got depth at that position. Even if it chooses to move Ben Davis from inside back to outside linebacker, Ben Davis, his redshirt sophomore year coming up here, 6'4", 240 pounds, 5-star guy. You're still waiting on the light bulb to come on for Ben Davis. Maybe this is the moment. Should you put him at outside linebacker, remains to be seen. They may keep him at inside. If they do keep Davis inside, Christian Miller, Anthony Jennings, Jamie Mosley, Christopher Allen, Jarez Parks, and Eyabi Anoma, you got some depth at that outside backer position in terms of rushing the quarterback where your Jack and Sam backers are concerned. Hurts to see Terrell Lewis go down because of the type of talent that he is. The Bama Nation praying for a speedy, good, strong recovery, but Nick Saban has the pieces in place. It's time for one of these young guys to step up. We will see which one it will be. Taking our next break here on In My Own Words. When we get back, I back up my claim on Skylar DeLong. J.K. Scott was good. J.K. Scott was legendary. But there are two things that DeLong has that Scott did not have starting off as a freshman that could go a long way in helping DeLong have an elite career with the Crimson Tide. We'll touch it up on the other side of the break. We'll be right back. It's your boy, Stephen M. Smith, host of In My Own Words, the podcast. If you are a fan of this show, then I encourage you to subscribe to the Touchdown Alabama Magazine YouTube channel. Also follow the brand on Facebook, Twitter, and other forms of social media as we continue to bring you the best in Alabama football and Crimson Tide athletics.